Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on Farming Simulator 25. So this is technically my second attempt at filming this. I already did everything and I forgot to press the record button. So after I went to go turn the recording off after I was done, I realized I never recorded anything. Luckily I found my backup file and started all over on this day. So here we are. That's confession number 1. Confession number 2 is before I advanced the time to the new day, I went ahead and ran a couple more contracts so I could purchase that cedar that was on sale. I don't think I could have lived with myself letting a sale like that go by and not being able to take advantage of it. So I knocked out a couple more contracts, bought the cedar, and then advanced the time. And here we are. There's a couple new mods that came out, or at least they're not new, but I just saw them. One of them was the move anything. So you saw that I've moved this greenhouse over to the left a little bit. What I'm planning to do is add another greenhouse right here behind it against the cliff. I'm going to sell this rice sapling greenhouse and then move this over here against the cliff as well, this way. Kind of open up the area and make it a little bit easier to get in and out and grab these pallets, because it was a pain before. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and grab all the pallets that I can, load them up on our little dragon truck, move over to the marketplace or the farmer's market, sell all the produce, head over to the temple and sell the wood. When I get back, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of farm management. I'm going to sell the rice sapling before I rebuy another one, since they're so cheap. They're only $3,000. I know I'm only getting half back, but it's not that bad. And then hopefully I'll have enough to get another greenhouse as well. I currently have a worker cultivating my big field over here. Let me hop on the map and I'll show you. Field 32. On the previous episode I tried to record, I went ahead and I extended the field, both bottom and top of it a little bit, but as I did that I lost the ability to use the GPS and the lines. So this time I figured I'll let the worker do the field for me and then I'll extend afterwards, so that way it doesn't take quite as long, because it took forever. I definitely need to upgrade my tractor and strengthen that engine a little bit. It was struggling uphill pulling that cultivator, at least before the next harvesting season. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start loading up these pallets. I'll throw that onto a time lapse, and then when we get back we'll get to the farm and I'll start rearranging things. Alright, everything's loaded up. Fast forwarded time a little bit to get a couple more of the pallets to spawn. So I think this is the biggest delivery we've ever done. 5 pallets of lettuce, 3 pallets of mushrooms, and 2 pallets of regular planks and 1 of long planks going to the temple. I seem to be pretty overloaded. The car is wobbling pretty aggressively, so I'll have to make sure to be careful. When we get back, I want to use some of the mods that I got that allow me to paint and use the terrain tool without any cost, which I'm a pretty big fan of, to be honest. There's just a lot of things that you kind of want to fix on your farm, and having to spend a tremendous amount of money to do it is kind of ridiculous, especially things like, everything's uneven, or changing, the different color tiles or whatever. So we're going to straighten up and kind of flatten out most of our farm, as well as move a couple things here and there, and then start prepping it for down the road to getting sheds and everything else. A lot of it's going to depend on how much money we make. I got a couple contracts going in the background hoping to get some more money, and hopefully we can get a lot done today on the farm. Alright, here we go. Let's sell these real quick. Wow, not bad. $25,000 for all that. If that's a daily occurrence, that's going to be pretty awesome. If we get that second greenhouse, it'll be even better. While we are in the city, I want to go ahead and pick up 2 more collectibles over here. We're going to head over to the lighthouse first. That's right by the harbor elevator. It looks like we have snow in the forecast, and I turned off the snow originally because I wanted to kind of roleplay this as a more tropical setting. So I was hoping that if I turned the snow off, that they would automatically transition that into rain or hail. But it seems like it's going to stay on the snow. So here's our first one. Right here in the corner of this lighthouse. The second one's going to be right past this huge boat, the Fellowship. Star Muesli. It's also going to be on a boat, so we'll head over there real quick. It's going to be right across the way from the oil mill. But unfortunately, it does snow, and I'm not sure whether I should turn the snow back on and let it be wintry, or, you know, keep it more of a tropical theme, at least in, you know, my own mind, I guess. Alright, here's the oil mill on our left. We're going to go down this ramp right here, and this boat right here on our left is where they have the next collectible. So I saw a comment, and I don't know whether it's true or not, that once you collect all of the collectibles, all 25 of them, you get a bonus yield to your crops. So that's kind of a nice little perk. Since we're all the way over on this side of the city, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and take the freeway, and we'll take the exit that leads right next to the temple. Alright, want to go ahead and do the rest on the time lapse, so I'll see you when we get to the temple. Alright, here we are at the temple. I'm going to go ahead and drop these off. That's an extra $15,000. That's awesome. Now, I did see that our worker finished one of the contracts here. So that's the cultivating one. Let's pick up another cultivating one. We'll go for the most expensive while we can. Since we have the other gear, we'll just accept it and use the old one. This must be it because it's done moving here. Create a job, and they're close to each other, which is awesome. And we'll click that. Now, when it comes to the temple, from what I understand, it's been really difficult to find anything actually written or proven, but it seems like I can only drop 12 or 13,000 liters of the regular planks here before it gets all filled up. And we have over 400,000 liters of the long planks and the wood beams to be dropped off over here, as well as some of the cement and roof plates, which is like in the 50 or almost 100,000 for one of them. So we'll be selling here things here for a while, and I guess they'll slowly start to rebuild the temple. Now, I know all the collectibles that we find, they get placed over here, and this is everything we found so far. I'm wondering if we get that bonus to yield for just finding them, or finding all of them and rebuilding the temple. That I'm unsure about, so I guess we'll find out together. Alright, I'm gonna hop back in the truck and head back to the farm. I'll see you guys when I get there. We are back in the farm. I'm gonna go, I've moved everything out of the way because I want to start flattening and working on this terrain. We have awesome almost 90,000, so that's going to definitely give us enough for, well, for the second greenhouse. And let's check this mushroom greenhouse real quick. It's just finished producing everything, and it is a medium, so I might want to sell this and upgrade this to a large and place the place for the pallets over on this side versus on the road. Yeah. Alright, let's move out of this area so it's a little bit easier to work on everything. And here we are in the build menu. Let's go ahead and sell this. So we're gonna get almost 1,500 back for it, but it only cost $3 grand. So that's not bad. We have some unevenness over here, so I'm gonna want to flatten this out and try to smooth everything out. What I will do is, so here's this move anything mod. You click on something and it's going to give you the option to move it, and it's going to place these little handles. So now I can move it. If I grab onto the green one over here, I can move it over in that direction, which I'm going to want to do because I want to flatten some of this out as much as I can just to make it a little bit nicer. If I want to raise or lower it, I can grab onto that upper handle and I can raise or lower it a little bit. So that's kind of neat because it can, you know, you can adjust things after you've placed it, which is great. The only thing this mod is missing is the ability to rotate. If you could rotate the sheds, greenhouses, whatever it is, the buildings, that would be fantastic. It would make this perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this because doing this kind of stuff takes a while. So hopefully it will look a lot better when I'm done. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, here we are. I pretty much flattened everything that I could, so we have a pretty darn big farmyard to work with. I've added in a second greenhouse and also got another rice sapling greenhouse. I went ahead and also replaced our medium mushroom greenhouse with a larger one. All I gotta do now is fill up water at our new water tanker and fill up our new greenhouses. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump through that because it's a lot of trips to fill up a large greenhouse. All right, here we are. We just finished topping off all of the greenhouses. Quite a few trips, but it's actually pretty easy. I was a little worried about putting the water dispenser here, but it was still pretty easy even with the my dragon truck to make a quick U-turn right here and fill it up no problem. The next thing I want to do, I noticed there's quite a bit of empty space right here. And I think what I want to do is I want to throw down a couple beehives there. They're not terribly expensive, and I'm hoping that we can generate a little bit more bees with it. So this is from a mod for bees. I'm hoping that they can produce a little more a little more honeys than the other beehive. So that's 6. Let's do one more. Let's do one of the traditional ones back here. And I think as I get more money, maybe I could drop a couple more beehives in here as well. All of that will produce honey in this pallet spawn point right here. There's mine. Let's finish this up, it looks like. And then we can expand the field just past this one. Still have 2 more rice paddies we need to cultivate, but I can do that on the next episode during the next month. Now, this has been cultivated, so I'm not going to cultivate it again. But what I wanted to do was hop on this straight line here and allow that to help me kind of keep it straight. Except it looks like it goes up a little bit beyond the normal one. So let's make a quick U-turn. We'll hop at the very beginning and extend the entire field up one little row. This is most likely going to take a while, even though it's not going to be a massive amount of work since we already cultivated a tad bit earlier. But I'll go ahead and throw everything onto a time lapse for you. And I'll see you when we're done. we are. We just finished that. This is going to be an interesting field, it looks like. We'll see how it ends up once it's time to plant. I'm going to go ahead and position this tractor with the cultivator up here. That way on the next episode, as we go ahead and cultivate these last 2 rice fields, I'll be ready. It'll be just a little bit quicker. Awesome. And while I'm here, I'll go ahead and move this Iseki rice planter out of the way. I think I'm going to leave these here for right now. And it's kind of out of the way and gives them something to do. No, that's one less thing I have to move around later. You know, I'm not sure if I actually activated the rice greenhouse. So let's check that first. Alright, greenhouse number 1 is growing lettuce. Greenhouse number 2 is growing lettuce. Our mushroom greenhouse is growing both mushrooms. Our rice greenhouse is not activated. I'm glad to check. Cool. And sawmill is cruising along. We almost got a wood beam plank, or a wood beam pallet, I should say. Planks are moving along as well, so we'll have that to... Whoopsies. Oh, there we go. We'll have that to deliver next episode as well. I went ahead and shifted over the what's left of the wood. If you notice, I've also cut some trees down, and that kind of let me flatten the entire area out. The only thing I'm not sure about is these little light poles are sticking up out of the air a little bit. I'll have to figure out something to put under there that makes it look cool. Because I did drop everything down quite a bit. Alright. Let's check the sales, see if there's anything decent in the store. We have a cedar, and we have a much bigger cedar. And this is a direct drill one as well. 91,000, that's pretty awesome. The only problem is I need a 360 horsepower tractor to even pull it, which I don't have. I'm not even anywhere close. Let's take a look. I downloaded a mod for a planter. I'm sorry, those were not cedars, but planters. Which one was it? This one, I believe. So 6.5 meter working width. This is also a direct drill, and it's only 45,000. So this is the one I'll be getting when it's time to plant either sorghum, sunflowers, or soybeans. I wouldn't mind planting corn or anything else down the road as well, but that'll probably be my go-to one. I think I'll keep that for a while. I wouldn't mind a bigger cultivator if we could find something that is pretty nice. This is 5 meter working width. Wow. What do we have? We have this one here, and that's a 4 meter. 7.5 for 50,000, and I could do that, but I think probably the next thing I should really be spending money on is either improving the engine on my tractor, the white one, or finding something I can use to lime the fields, because I'm missing out on the lime I think on all my fields at the moment. And I did download a mod that does liquid lime as well, so I think I'll probably go that route. There was one last thing I wanted to look at. So I got the mod for the little ape. Oh, breakdancing little moped. Look at that. So here's an interesting thing. This mod allows you to crank up the horsepower all the way to 175 horsepower for this little thing. Comes with a trailer hitch, and I can customize everything. So I might actually have, I might have to sell my old one and get this, and that way this thing still has a use on the farm. I can drag the water tanker around. I can, do quick little deliveries if I don't want to use the dragon. That's something to think about, because that's like 10 grand of discretionary income. All right, let's check out the finances. Oh, actually, before we do that, did we finish? Yeah, we finished all the contracts. So let's turn those in. So all that was really left to do contract-wise in December is cultivating, plowing, deadwood, wood transport, and rock removal. The only reason I've Oh, it's not the rock stone picking. I never pick because there's nowhere to sell stone right now until I build this cement factory. Same with this. Again, you know, you're getting stone, but no, there's nothing you can do with it. All right, let's check out our finances and see how we did for the day. We spent $84,500 on construction, but I really do think that is money well spent. We sold some of the buildings, so we got a little bit of money back before we rebuilt. Our property maintenance is shooting up, I guess now, because we have more stuff. Spent $92 on production so far for the day. Sold $41,000 worth of products. That is awesome. We're really starting to get some money there, which means that I don't need to do contracts so much to just get by. It's more like, you know, just extra things here and there, which is cool. Especially as we start expanding the farm and I have more and more things to do on my own property. We made a total of $62,000, almost a half, in contract income. Spent $2,500 on worker fees, but again, still well worth it. And found 2 collectibles for an additional $20,000, and we're up for the month. So I think that's a pretty good month so far. We got a lot done on the farm. We're prepping for planting in March. It's only December right now, so I got a couple more months. Kind of get everything ready and prepared to start planting. I'm still thinking either sorghum. Yeah, sorghum, I think. I would like to get chickens at some point, but before I even come close to doing that, I want to have enough grain for them. That way, you know, they can actually produce their eggs and I don't have to worry about them starving for a while. As well as I need to figure out a way to get grass so I can either bale it and make grass bales or turn them into hay bales for goats. But it's going to take a while to get rid of all those trees there. Unless I start just selling the wood versus turning it into planks, but I think I'd rather turn it into planks. More production route versus, you know, just the pure selling route. I don't know. That's the game plan. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Have a great day.